Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Walk and Talk with Josh with Dean Badia Ahad. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming to Oxford.
Thrilled to be here in front of the historic Cine Hall on Oxford campus. We're going to walk around the quad, which I understand is twice the size of Emory's main quad.
You know, I'm new here, so I'm still learning. I did not know that.
Yes, twice the size. So let's take a little walk and have a conversation. So
Sounds great.
Dean Ahad, welcome to Emory. It's been great getting to know you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thrilled to have you here. So tell us about you, the you before Oxford College.
So the me before Oxford College, I'm from Chicago, born and raised. So moving to Oxford is very new for me, coming from a big city to a very small town, but I love it. So I went to graduate school at Notre Dame, went to undergrad at University of Illinois in Urbana, so very Midwest centered. So this is my first time really being in the South, and I think I like it.
Good. Yeah. So you were in Chicago, obviously, before you came, as I know a little bit of the story, but this opportunity came across your desk.
It did.
And I'm sure you've had many opportunities come across. What caused you to look at the Oxford College opportunity?
Well, I'll be honest. I have spent the past 10 years of my career focused on faculty. So I was previously the vice provost for faculty affairs. And I realized that the more I got into that work, the less I was working with students. And students are the reason that I got into higher ed in the first place. So I saw this as an opportunity to get back to my roots, to get back to my own sense of purpose, to get back to my why, and to be in close contact with a population that I want to serve. So this is a great opportunity for me to work closely with not just our students, but also with our faculty and staff.
That's great. I mean, I knew you were vice provost for faculty affairs, and yet your background and some of your actually academic work, right, is in the student flourishing,
it is,
as we would say here at Emory Space.
It is.
So tell me about that and how that's really come to life here now that you've come as your Dean of Oxford.
Sure. So student flourishing was something that really attracted me to this role. My research focuses on African American literature and culture, and psychology, specifically positive psychology. So that's really the study of human flourishing. So when I read that in the position spec, I just thought, this is it. This is divine intervention. And it's not often that people get to take on a role that's truly aligned with their own values. So it's not just about my scholarship, but it's about having that mission alignment, right? So being able to work in a way that's authentic to who I am and to the things I care about. And that was something that I saw on the ground at Oxford, but at Emory more broadly. So the fact that this was a provost-initiated endeavor meant a lot to me, and I knew that it was something that the university took really seriously. Our students here at Oxford obviously are everything. It certainly is our why. Our faculty are student-centered, they're teaching focused, and our staff are so invested in student well-being. And that goes from everyone from residence life to honestly the dining hall. I mean, even today they had a whole exhibition for students at the dining hall. So consistently trying to educate them and teach them how to live well.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that's been just a punctuation mark now that you're seeing it in action, now that you've been here. It is exciting for me. I mean, I've been around 20 years to see the Student Flourishing Initiative and the investment. And yes, our faculty, our students, I mean, they're interdependent, and yet so much about the student experience is what Oxford's all about.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Everything here is for them, and I make sure that when people are thinking about coming to Oxford to work on our staff or in our faculty, that's something that is really at the core of their value system as well.
That's great.
Yes.
So not even a year on the job.
No,
right?
I think it's 8 months as of Monday.
8 months on the job? Wow, even shorter than I thought. You feel like you've been around forever.
Oh, that's a compliment. Thank you.
So as you've settled in and think about beyond the student experience, obviously thinking back, what is exciting academically, innovative, that's going on here that has you excited?
Sure. So we launched the Center for Pathways and Purpose a couple of weeks ago. That is extraordinarily exciting to me.
Yeah.
I truly believe that we can be a national model in terms of offering students those beyond the classroom experiences. So Bridget Gunnels was just named as our permanent director
Awesome.
for that center.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And she is a visionary. She has a ton of energy. I don't know where she gets it from, but she is so excited to really bring that center to life. So one of the things that we're doing is we are starting a global Oxford office. Yes, so we already have a phenomenal global learning experience program, but we are really doubling down, we're expanding that, and we are going to be looking into all kinds of student international travel experiences.
Yeah.
In addition, we'd like some of our alumni, some of our faculty and staff to become part of that as well. So that's going to be a really holistic space for the kind of global citizens that we want to cultivate here at Oxford. So I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about the Center for Public Scholarship and Engagement.
Yeah.
So in September, this quad is going to be filled with events and scholars and artists from all over the country, and I'm excited about how we'll be able to continue that work. So it's not just about that one day, but how we can extend those ideas throughout the course of the academic year.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
I talked to Dr. Carter, and he said that it's not just an Ideas Festival.
Yes.
It's about the broader work of this new center and the work that they're going to be doing in public scholarship.
Exactly. And so along with that, through the Center for Pathways and Purpose, we're also building out our community engaged learning program. So that's one of Oxford's strengths already, but we really want to make, I would say, deeper inroads with our community partners to ensure that our students are getting really wonderful experiences, but that we're having an impact in those organizations as well.
That's
so
great.
that reciprocity is important to me.
You talked about, see, I don't give questions in advance. You talked about two things I was going to ask about because, I think being a liberal arts core here, right, freshman, sophomore year, I was going to ask about global because I don't think people think about the global context, and I've certainly been watching with great interest the work that you're doing, and and saying, is there a space for global citizenry here at Oxford? And the answer is absolutely.
Absolutely. So again, we have a really strong global learning experience program, but I saw a great opportunity to do more there. And what can we offer students in the fall semester, the spring semester, January, May, over the summer? And how can we really make that part of a year-round campus experience? And not just for our students, but again, a way for our students to engage with faculty, staff, and alumni in an international context.
And you live community out here in a way. I mean, certainly Emory in Atlanta does with its community, but I feel like you're with the mayor, and every time I see pictures on social, you're fully integrated already just in your 8 months into this community out here.
I will tell you a funny story. So when I moved here in July, I was, you know how hot it is, obviously, in July. Super sweaty, had on t-shirt, and just looking like I'm moving.
Right.
And I hear my doorbell ring. I have a box in my hand. I put down the box. I go to the door, and it's the mayor of Oxford there with a big gift basket to welcome me
to town.
Welcome me here. So that was my first introduction to Oxford, my first visitor, and I think it was symbolic of just the ethos of community that really animates this entire campus, but also the community more broadly. So,
100%. But Gina Ahad, compliments to you because you've leaned into that. I mean, I've seen your visibility in the community. You continue to engage in so many ways, and I think that will continue to strengthen that partnership and those bonds that are so important.
Absolutely. So I say all the time, I don't just work here, I live here.
Absolutely.
And so you want to make a difference in both places, where you work and where you live. So whatever I can do and whatever we can do to serve this community, I'm here for it.
And Atlanta's not too far. You get there often, so you still have the big city.
This is the best of both worlds.
It is.
I mean, it truly is, because, just listen.
Exactly.
What do you hear? Birds chirping.
Yes.
It's really bucolic here.
It is.
But if I want, the energy of the city, if I want, a array of restaurants and entertainment and everything that urban life has to offer, It's not
It's right
that
there.
far.
It's right there.
It's not that
Yeah.
far. So I definitely get the best of both worlds.
Well, as we wrap up, and again, realizing it is only 8 months, I know that you've launched a strategic planning process. People
Yes.
are talking about it.
Yes.
There's a buzz.
Yes.
I'll just ask you, as you think about, your deanship and the path forward, what's that hold for Oxford? And as you think in the early days of that strategic plan, what's on your mind?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot on my mind with respect to the strategic plan, but I would say the most important thing is really for our identity to be solid and to be visible. And I want people to really understand internally and externally who we are, what we do, and I want people to know that what we do it really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our campus community is unmatched, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I know I'm a little biased.
Hey.
I know I'm a little biased, but I've heard from our students on the Atlanta campus and those who are obviously here, and the investment that we make in our students really, it seems to resonate with them.
Absolutely.
And I want it to resonate far beyond them as well. So,
Well, as someone who works with the alumni community, I know the power of the Oxford alumni
Yes.
and that community, how deeply they care about this place, and they remain connected, remain involved.
Absolutely.
And that will continue, and sounds like will only strengthen over the years
I
ahead.
love our alumni. Honestly, those are some of the best conversations that I've had thus far. It's really a dynamic group of people who are so committed to Oxford. And every time I meet one of our alumni, the first thing they say to me is, "How can I help you?"
That's great.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Well, and they will. So
Yes,
I would
yes.
say stay tuned as you roll out your strategic plan. You'll need that community's help in supporting the things that will come as we move forward. So congratulations on all you're doing. Welcome to Emory. I guess it's still under a year.
Yes.
What a pleasure to work with you. Thank you for doing this walk and talk. Thank you all for tuning in. Very exciting things happening here at Oxford College with only more to come. So we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, everyone.